It's not a secret. Doing hard things will make you happier and more successful. In this video, I'm going to show you how I constantly take myself out of my comfort zone and take on bigger and bigger challenges. And how you can do it too, once you click that like button. Yes, I am that guy. I'm sick and tired of seeing good people feeling stuck in life, playing video games, scrolling on their phone mindlessly, whatever the case may be. And the reason for it is they're stuck inside their comfort zone, just like I have been many times in my own life. This video is your exit plan out of the comfort zone. I first learned this lesson when I was 23 years old. I met my first mentor, Robert, who gave me the opportunity to travel 200 miles north and pursue my dreams of building a business. There were no guarantees, but there was lots of potential. I was young and I had absolutely no obligations whatsoever, but it still took me months to have the courage to quit my job and go after my dream. I moved to a completely new part of the country. I had no friends. I had no network whatsoever. I was doing warehouse work I was completely unprepared for, and I was working as much as 16 hours per day. But in a weird twist of events, I was happy. I was upgrading my skills and therefore upgrading myself. I was doing things I had only ever read about in books up until that point, and as a result, I was dramatically expanding my comfort zone every single day. Now, I'm aware you can't just pack your life away and go chase a random dream, but you can take positive steps today to expand your comfort zone and go after the things that are important to you. Most of us live our lives well within our comfort zone. We spend the majority of our time doing things that come easily to us. Driving, eating, sleeping, scrolling, relaxing, consuming. These things take little effort from you or I. And unfortunately, our brain loves to do these things because it keeps us in stasis. Stasis. A period or state of inactivity or equilibrium. The reason you keep putting off starting your business or going to the gym dates back to the time when we were all hunter-gatherers. Back then, the threat of death was very high, and as Richard Dawkins would say, our selfish genes wanted to survive. So what better way to survive than not going anywhere and doing absolutely nothing? That all but guaranteed survival, but it also guarantees nowadays boredom, inaction, and frustration. So our brain is mostly concerned with keeping us safe. Doing anything outside of that is considered risky. And as a result, the things that you and I want to do a lot of times are placed outside the comfort zone because they remove us from stasis and put us into a completely different state. Ever tried to go for a run after not running for a long time? The first minute or so feels good. Then your breath starts to change. Your oxygen starts depleting, and you hear a voice in your head that says, turn back, or hey, you've had a tough day today, so maybe tomorrow you should do your run. If that's ever happened to you before, it's totally normal and there's a solution, so keep watching because I'm going to tell you. The reason that we have a gap between our hunter-gatherers and ourselves is because the software that runs our brain is unfortunately out of date. In the book Salt, Sugar, Fat, Michael Moss argues that the reason it's so hard to give up sugar and excessive amounts of salt is because our brain still believes those things are rare and should therefore be stored up at all costs. Food companies, advertising agencies, and entertainment companies know this outdated software principle, and they use it to keep us in the comfort zone consuming their products. You see, the longer you stay in the comfort zone and do what they want us to do, the more money they're going to make. So when we try to give up these bad foods or take on these new actions, the old brain kicks in. The outdated software says, stop, go the other way, back to stasis, sit on the couch. So how can we teach our brain that these things we want to do are safe and are things that we should do? Before I tell you the answer, let me tell you why a lot of people struggle with progress. It's down to the elastic band effect. This states that the person, through sheer force of will, can make progress in life doing things that are tough, but only for a short period of time. Why? Think of it this way. When you begin to do things that are hard, imagine an elastic band beginning to stretch. So you come home from work, you're exhausted. You have dinner with your family, you put the kids to bed, and now you sit down to start up your side hustle. You're tired, but you battle through for an hour, making progress, doing that hard thing. The elastic band is stretching and stretching. The next evening, you do the exact same thing again, and this time, yes, you battle through again. That band is stretching even further now. But then the last evening, you feel like crap. You have no energy. The kids were being difficult when you were putting them to bed. And now the elastic band snaps and you go right back to where you were. And in some cases, you go back even further than when you were before. And this is a weird phenomenon. When this happens, our comfort zone can actually start to shrink. So I told you there's a solution, and now Let me give it to you. You expand your comfort zone gradually through something called the compound effect. Darren Hardy wrote a fantastic book about this, and the idea is really simple. Every day you take small, easy steps forward towards the thing that you want to do. These things feel really easy, and therefore they're doable. You do that often enough and you turn those things into a habit. This helps you teach your brain that these new actions are doable and therefore they are safe. Eventually, they actually become a part of your comfort zone. Why? Because you're using these things to expand that area. So instead of forcing yourself to do 2 hours on your side hustle or your Amazon business, start with a simple 10 or even 20 minutes. Every single week, add on another 5 minutes. Let's say that your target was to hit a 90-minute period of time where you're working on your side business. Within 14 weeks of adding in 5-minute increments every single week, you're at your goal. And now your identity starts to change. You see yourself as a person who can achieve the things you want to achieve. You take the actions on a consistent basis that are going to make that a reality. And you're living life fully. So doing hard things is a critical part of your and my development as a human. It's especially important if you want to make a big change in your life, like getting a side job over time or turning that into a full-time business. The compound effect, coupled with mentorship from people who are doing what you want to do, is, in my opinion, the best equation for you and for I to have success. So if you do not have a coach or a mentor right now in the areas of life that are important to you, I highly encourage you to do so. And of course, you can jump down to the description below and check out a link where you can, if you're interested, come and speak to us about how we at Marketplace Superheroes can help coach you to success as well. Take those small steps forward every day, even if they're insignificant, and over time, I promise you, your success will become inevitable. If you haven't watched my video about the single lane strategy, watch this right now. I promise you it's going to help you a lot. And jump down below, give this video a like, and I'll see you on the next one.